that part up and running. So Maury, then Stockton, then Carabao. God bless you. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did we talk about last? The build. No, the towing. Next week's finance, and then we're done. Okay.
Finance, Mimi.
Finance.
No way. No way.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome to episode 9 of Oneills on the Run Life in a Bus. And this week we are talking shakedown trips. Now shakedown's just fancy caravan travelling speak for test drive. I guess the idea is to shake everything and see what comes apart before you hit the road full time. Recapping, last week we talked about our towing setup and that really rounded out our build. And then next week we're going to talk everything finance, and then it's time for season 2 and hitting the road. Yay, more travel, less building. And
that's right, you should do your Vietnam trip in amongst there with you and your daughter.
Yeah, we went just before we took off in the bus. Ali and I went to Vietnam and we had a great trip, and Tom reckons we should do that too. So give us some feedback. What are your thoughts on that? Should we do an episode on everything Vietnam?
For sure.
And maybe Ali is off to Europe in a couple of months, so maybe when she gets back we'll discuss everything Greece and Turkey with her when she gets back. That might be a nice one to do as well.
She's already a Greece turkey.
She's already a Greece turkey. I'm sure she'll love hearing that. Alexandra the Greece turkey. Right, back on track. Motivational for this week. Either you go after the life you want or you settle for the life you get. Isn't that the truth? Rightio. No listener questions again, guys. Lift your game. Ask us some questions. Come on there. You got to do your part too. So your shakedown trip. So literally little test drives. We took 3 of them over the 18-month build process. We really got to start doing these in the morning and not in the evening. First one was Maury. Do you want to shift that thing dangling on your head there?
No, it's alright.
Yeah, first one was Maury. I think we had the bus not very long, maybe a couple of months. And we went to Maury so Tom could coach cricket.
Yeah, had deck chairs in there.
We had deck chairs.
Yeah.
We had the bed done.
Yeah, border was shut from memory because the stow grounds was chock
block. That's right. Everyone was parked at the Maury, which is kind of almost on the Queensland border, waiting for the border to open so they could shoot across there, I think. Yeah, so we just had our main bed done, pretty much nothing else. Everything was just kind of bungee strapped in.
Yep. Camping chairs. And it was old awning. It was just an overnight trip. It was the middle of winter. It was freezing cold, I remember. So we were based just south of Tamworth, and we tootled off via Gunnedah, Narrabri, Maury, about 3.5 hour run. 3 and a bit, I think. It wasn't quite 3.5. We had a pretty good run up there.
We had a pretty good run. Tom drove the bus a little bit hard, but it was our first kind of test run, and we wanted to see how everything went.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't really. It was a good way to sort of spend a night in the bus and get a feel for the space, but out of our driveway, because really we just had the 40-foot monstrosity parked in the driveway until this point. Yeah.
I haven't got much else to add. It went up there. We slept in it. We coached. We drove it home.
We stayed at Maury's showgrounds, and we quite enjoyed it there. It was very cheap from memory.
Yeah, $20 a night.
$20 a night, powered.
It'd be more than that now, I reckon.
Probably. This was 2020?
Don't know. Can't remember.
2020, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was 2020. Yeah, so we bought the bus, run up to Maury, give it a good test out. Just wanted to see sort of what we had and what it was like to sleep in it before we really got in and done a lot of work. And as I said, Tom was coaching cricket up there, so it was a good excuse to run up. Had dinner at the RSL club.
Yep.
got up on the Sunday morning.
It was just a little walk out the back of the showgrounds and into the RSL.
Yeah, and Moray's got a pretty bad rap, and it, in my opinion, as someone who's lived out that way, probably does deserve to be treated a little bit with caution, Moree. I definitely wouldn't just camp on the side of the road there. You've got to be a little bit careful. But the showground was very secure. It was fenced. It was shut with a passcode after dark. But yeah, it was big fence there and secured, and I don't think anyone had any problems. But Moree in itself is somewhere you've just got to be a little bit cautious.
I'm Moree. I like it.
Moree's boom and bust. Moree, everyone in Moree either has money or has absolutely no money. So it does have a reputation, and it has earned that reputation a little bit. I used to work out there, and I was never felt safe walking back to my car after dark. I used to ring Tom and say, if my phone drops or goes silent or I yell, just call the police. But yeah, there's great people in Moree, and then there's the direct opposite in Moree.
Yeah.
But yeah, we enjoyed our time. It's got the ball baths. We've been there before. Like I said, we used to live out that way on a cattle property, so we're pretty. That was just the dog snorting into Tom's microphone then. So sorry about that. Yeah, so that was Moree. Drove home on the Sunday back the way we come. So and that was the first one we tested our fuel economy on, and when we got like 23 or 24, I think, we were like, no way it's that good. We were expecting it to be a lot more fuel, but it was, despite the fact Tom drove it pretty hard, it was surprisingly good on fuel.
Not towing at all.
And we weren't towing. Yeah, it is a happier vehicle when we don't tow. She's much happier when we don't have anything hooked up behind. Scoots along a little bit better. And then after Moree, we really got stuck into the building. And our second shakedown trip was about 12 months later, and that was to Stockton, and that was after our out west, big trip out west as well. So we come into Stockton Beach. Tom run the Newcastle Running Festival, so that was our motivation.
The harbour to
hill to harbour.
Yeah, something like that.
Beach to
bar, beach
probably.
to harbour or something. Yeah. You start at Bar Beach and you run into the harbour.
Yeah, so we came down for that. We stayed at Stockton Caravan Park. The NRMA there, those guys are amazing, and we've stayed with them again just recently.
Yeah.
We
on
love staying
the
there.
furthest corner you stay at.
Yeah, so what is it, 155?
No, we're 154. I think the corner's 151 or something. Yeah.
That's our favourite site, and the bus fits on it, so we always try to grab that site.
Yeah, but it seems to be booked unless you book a long way in advance.
Yeah, that's pretty hard to get that site. I think it's everyone's favourite. But Stockton Caravan Park, it's right on the breakwall, right on the beach. The team there are really lovely. They are very big rig friendly and dog friendly off peak. A lot of people say they're pretty expensive, but I think for the location they're pretty
60,
good.
Usually for three of us, about 61 a night.
61 a night, yeah, for
and
three
they
people
gave
and
us,
a dog.
when we stayed there for the 3 weeks, they gave us every 7-day free.
7th night free,
Yeah.
pay 6, stay 7 or whatever the deal is. But that was the second time we went back. So yeah, a little shakedown trip. We done 2 nights. Was it, or 3? 2. 2 nights, yeah.
I like Stockton. Like,
We
you actually
love Stockton.
feel like going for a walk in the afternoons, and it's nice along the water, and there's plenty of spots to go. And
We do like Stockton. We stroll every evening out along the river and watch the big boats come in, then by the pub to get a little day drinking schooner in, and then back home and sit. It just really agrees with us, and it's a really lovely little community.
Yeah, you're sort of motivated. You don't feel like just sitting in the bus. You feel like going and doing something every afternoon.
And there's, it's a nice place. It just catch the ferry across to Newey Centre, and we done that on our shakedown trip. We took the bush bikes across, and and we rode up to Nobby's Lighthouse. Well, Tom rode and I pushed because it was a bit bit of a challenge getting up the hill. And then we
ran into some cousins.
Oh yeah, we were halfway up to the lighthouse, and next minute we hear Tom, Candy, and it was Tom's cousin. So complete random shout outs.
Yeah.
And then we went round.
156 is the block.
Is the site number.
Yeah, so you're right on the corner if you're booking, and you have a big rig.
There you go. You got to ask for 56. And then, so then we hopped on the push bikes and we rode around to Bars Beach.
No, we didn't get that far in. We went past the barbs they're doing up. I think they're finished now.
Yeah, they just reopened the other day, the Newcastle Barbs.
Yeah, no, we didn't go up the hill.
We went round, we found some nice ice cream on the push bikes and we had some ice cream, and then we rode back to the ferry and caught the ferry back to Stockton.
Yeah.
Because that must have been after your run. You must have run
the day after, yeah.
Done your run.
Because we stayed the Monday. The run was on the Sunday and we stayed the Monday.
Yeah.
Because the ferry doesn't run early on the Sundays.
Oh, there you go.
We had the cats who had to get a lift around to run.
There you go. And then on the next day that we stayed there, we jumped on the motorbike and we went for a squiz ride around to Port Stephens, Fingal, and scouted out Fingal Caravan Park and marked that down as somewhere we were going to come back to, and we did eventually, and we love that area as well. But then, scooted around on the motorbike, had a scout. Where was Ali? Why didn't Ali come with us? Ali went to Cairns. That's where she was, because we dropped them at the airport in the bus.
Yeah.
That's right, we went out to the airport on the way down, dropped Ali and her grandma off, and they flew up to Cairns to visit auntie/cousins up there. Yeah. So again, by that trip, we were a long way through the fit out, but we weren't complete. And it was probably the first time we took the trailer into a tighter situation. We'd taken it out west, but there was plenty of space, so it wasn't an issue. And we did get it on site at Stockton, but it
was only the little trailer.
It was just the little trailer, but it did start to give you a bit of an idea of the limitations we might run into.
Yeah. And that's when we were looking at the 12-volt jockey wheel, because we had to take it off, unhook and take it off.
Yeah. Yeah, so 12-volt jockey wheel, and but we didn't really decide on any changes at that point, I don't think. No, we sat outside. We needed new camp chairs. I think that was on the agenda.
Yeah.
Cooked on the barbecue because the new cooktop and everything wasn't in at that point. But I think that went pretty well. And then the last of our shakedown trips was right at the end, just not long before we left. Actually, we went out to Currabubula, which is just a little village about 40 k's from Tamworth, maybe not even that, about half an hour, and we stayed at the Pony Club grounds, which was donation camping and hot showers and toilets.
Yeah, which were
both good, and it's one of those really fabulous, cheap, low-cost camping. And Currabubula village is a lovely little country town village, and like I said, just out of Tamworth. And this time on the trip, the bus was 99% finished on the inside, and we took the full trailer with the motorbikes and everything in to see how they all travelled.
Yeah.
And the road is a little bit bumpy out there. They're doing roadworks at the moment, but from Tamworth to Currabubula, so it was a little test of how everything, it was a shakedown to give everything a test of how everything worked, and everything seemed to travel not too bad.
Yeah, it was go see what the solar and everything could do overnight as well.
Yeah, so off-grid, so we could check the solar, we could check the trailer, we could check all the things we built and how that travelled a little bit. And everything went pretty well. Yeah. It was a warm afternoon, I remember. I'm wishing we had aircon, because we didn't, because we were off-grid and didn't have big enough Jenny at that stage.
And everybody was stacked around the front gate.
Yeah, everyone come in and parked right in beside the front gate near the amenities, and we drove around the arena a little bit further and parked away. It was a lovely spot. And then we walked up to Currabubula pub for dinner, and they always do a great meal there. Love Curra pub. I've eaten there quite a bit, so I recommend those guys highly as well. It's always a good place for dinner or a Sunday drive if you're out at Tamworth.
Yeah, no, it was an easy walk up there. Sat out the back with the dog.
Yeah, Curra pub's dog friendly. I remember we actually had to carry the dog up there because she had sore paws.
Yeah.
Tom had to carry her up the road to the pub. But yeah, so yeah, that was good. And come home from Curra, everything worked well. Just stayed the one night and finished the bus out, and then we were pretty much ready to hit the road.
Yep.
You are so helpful on the podcast today.
Yeah.
You scroll on your phone.
No, I was trying to find the site.
You tap your credit card.
Right, wait till you have your carry-on your...
Yeah, we say, yep. It's like having a one-person monologue today. So apologies, listeners. Tom's just really sitting here. I probably could have interviewed the dog about the shakedown trips and had a better conversation.
Well, nothing really went wrong with it all.
Yeah, well, you could say something. We're just going to have a domestic on air here, okay, guys? Yeah.
Bus went alright. Nothing shook down. It all went well.
Oh, yep, you're such a personality.
Yeah.
Next time, I'll interview the dog. We'll mic up Mimi. She can tell us all about it.
Yeah. That's a fair look.
The dog doesn't look really excited about doing a podcast either. Right, back on track. So, after we done our trips, we really didn't change anything.
No, nothing changed. Everything was pretty well set. And
Yep. So we come home and we put the new big awning on.
Yeah.
At, what's that place called? Caravan.
Out at Moonby.
Moonby Caravan Repairs.
Yeah, it's one of the best places to get stuff done.
He ordered and fit our big awning for us, and he was great. He fitted in the rain, and he took like 3 hours and just put it on the side for us. That was really good. And then after that, we were pretty much ready to hit the road. I think we finished painting, we put in trims. Ali and I remember went to Target and bought like 1 million baskets and throw pillows and decked it all out. So we sort of started getting our decor on. We got some nice little bench chairs, bar stools to sit at our breakfast bar, and we just started fitting out all the little bits and pieces. And then we were ready to hit the road, more or less.
Yeah.
But it all happened really quick.
Yeah, move your clothes and all that in and
Started
work
moving
out how
clothes.
much you can keep.
Yeah, we started culling stuff. Cutting. I remember like just going through your stuff and thinking what you need and what you don't, and culling it and then culling it again. And yeah, we probably could have left another half of what we've taken again.
Yeah.
Definitely on the clothes front. Really, you need like 5 sets and a jumper.
Yeah. And the other thing, I reckon we've tried about 6 coffee machines.
Coffee machines, because we do love our coffee, and Tom's a right proper coffee snob. So we had a Bialetti for off the grid.
Yeah.
And
which is hit and miss.
Hit and miss. I do not have the technique for that. So if anyone's got a good technique, share. We did have, before we left home, a full barista style coffee machine, but it's heavy.
And it's filthy.
And they make a mess. There's coffee grinds just seem to end up everywhere. So I wasn't keen on putting it on the bus. And we even thought about putting a slide out with a coffee machine underneath the bus.
Well, we even thought about trying to put a coffee machine in the trailer at the back and pull up at rest stops and sell coffee and that. But you've got to have, every council has a different rule. It's not statewide or countrywide.
Oh, no, yeah, it's really frustrating.
Every council you got to get approved, and then
because we both have our espresso coffee certificate, so we're both licensed to just make and sell coffee. So we thought, oh, we'll do that to supplement our income. But you know, every place had different licensing, so that was a headache. Yeah, and then we had what was the other coffee machine we had? We've got the Nespresso pod one now.
The other one's just a little heat thing that it comes out of. I can't
like a
remember
French press.
Oh yeah, you got a French press, and then you got another one as well.
Oh yeah, I don't even know what the other one's
the
called.
French press.
French press is the best one.
Makes good coffee.
When we're off grid, we definitely use the French press.
Yeah.
Especially if we're just in the Ute door or the Explorer, because we've just got the little butane cooker.
The French press makes the best coffee of all, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so too. So there you go. That's the surprise for the day after we test drove.
If you had the time, you'd French press your coffee every morning.
Yeah, it just takes 4 minutes, 5 minutes by the time you boil the jug. So it just takes that little bit longer. But every day we just use the Nespresso pod machine, really. It's okay coffee. It's not fabulous coffee. It's not horrendous coffee.
No, it's okay.
It's okay coffee. And as we get into the travel next season, you'll note Tom will probably have a coffee review for every town, because he's a proper coffee snob. Where do we get coffee in Stockton?
Huh?
Where do we get coffee in Stockton?
I can't remember
Lexi's on the beach.
No, not Lexi's.
No, we get margaritas at Lexi's. We get Autumn Rooms, isn't it called?
Autumn Rooms, is it? Or is it something else?
Yes, no, it's Autumn Rooms and
Autumn
it's on
Rooms.
Main Street.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Autumn Rooms.
and in Moree we get coffee from Omega
Yeah.
in the main street. They do also do the best eggs Benny in northern New South Wales, as far as I'm concerned, at Omega in the main street of Moree.
Yeah,
And
you're right,
Currapub.
it is Autumn's Room.
Autumn Rooms, yeah.
And then they had nice toasted sandwiches.
Oh yeah,
as
Tom
well.
was on the toasted sandwiches at Autumn Rooms too. So yeah, as we start to travel, you'll get Tom's coffee snob review for every town. You'll probably get Ali's input a bit on food. Does love a good eat. Don't you, Al?
Yeah.
She's
Snack
nodding.
accident.
She likes a snack accident. We're all a bit guilty of a snack accident in the bus. So next week, just to wrap up, we're just going to go through like the last of selling our stuff, the money, the finance, how we set it up. We saw a financial advisor who gave us a little bit of feedback on how to get things done, and then we're on to season 2, and we're going to start the travel.
Yep. See how much we remember and forget.
Yeah, well, I've got a diary from the day we pulled out, so from
We
there
went back
forward-
to get the nicest coffee we ever had the other day, and they'd shut a
Yeah.
day before.
Yeah, so when we first hit the road, we were down in the Belmont area, sort of fairly early into our travel, and we had coffee at, I thought it was called Ordinary Circus, but it was actually called Common Circus.
Common Circus, yeah.
And we went to this little coffee shop like religiously for a week. And then we're currently down in that Lake Macquarie area again, and we thought, oh, we'll go around to the best coffee shop ever and get coffee, and it had closed and gone under new management the day before.
Yeah,
So
but I think they've moved, haven't they?
Hamilton, the lady said. Maybe they're in Hamilton, so we'll have to...
Maybe you can find and tag them on this one.
I'll have to find them. So, Common Circus, if you hear us, we're looking for you.
Yeah.
The best coffee of our trip so far that we both actually agreed on, because we have different opinions on coffee.
Yeah, because Candy thinks coffee run in Tamworth's good coffee, and it's just hot milk.
I like Coffee Run in Tamworth service. They remember my order because I go there every morning, and they put a little piece of chocolate on top, and you can't start your day any better than chocolate, a smile, and and coffee. So
It's not coffee, it's hot milk.
with chocolate on top.
Not that you can say anything about the coffee, Thomas. You may as well be drinking the grinds left at the bottom of the bag.
Did we all hear Ali's little Tom rant about coffee there? If she wants to join in the future, she has to wear a microphone. Okay, yeah, I think that's us.
That's about it.
That's about it.
Yep. Greasy Turkey might tell us about a
Greasy
trip.
turkey. Yeah, Ali missed that whole conversation there. She's looking at us like, what the hell? But yeah, Greasy Turkey might give us a rundown in May. But
or she might even give you a rundown of Vietnam.
yeah, we might do a Vietnam one. See how we go. And yeah, that's
She can
it.
tell you about how to use the toilets in Vietnam.
She can't tell us how to use chopsticks because we never mastered that in 16 days. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. Sorry for the domestic mid-podcast, but you know, sometimes you just gotta get that out in the moment. And we'll see you all next week for Ep9 and the very last one of season 1. That really pisses me.
What?
When you're like, I know you were looking for something.